Hi, welcome to the Be Seen, Be Loved TV show. I'm your host, Christie Love. Today, we're going to go over the 5 mistakes that can shatter your career. This is part 2. We went over part 1. If you haven't listened to it, make sure that you listen to it and watch it ASAP because it has so much information. It's really going to help you to catapult your career and not make these mistakes that, that bog down your life and your progress, right? So it's important that you avoid making constantly mistakes and damage because it could damage your reputation. That's what we don't want to do. But if you recognize the potential pitfalls of learning the mistakes of others and some things that you're doing, that's really going to help you to develop certain strategies and mitigate the risk and avoid making these mistakes. This is what this is all about. So I really want you to understand the things that you're doing that may be hurting or jeopardizing your progression. Because listen, you worked so hard to get where you are now. And I want more than anything for you to continue to thrive and move forward in your career. And so if you understand the areas where you're weak at or where you're vulnerable at, in your skills and your knowledge or things that you're applying each and every single day, and also to take steps to address those issues, then you're going to get better. You're going to get it better and better and better as days, weeks go by. But listen, once you know these things, there's also help that you can get as well. And you'll be able to see more clearly the type of help that you need to seek out, whether it's to get more education or training, whether it's to get feedback from colleagues or someone to help you and to hold yourself accountable to make sure that you are continuing to work in the right direction and minimizing these mistakes. And you may need the help of a mentor or coach who can help you to advance in these areas as well. So listen, remember, the first thing to do is to find out what areas that you need help with the most, and then we'll work on getting the help that you need to address them. All right. And the first step is is not being productive, being distracted or not focused. Who's ever felt like that? I know I have. But remember, when you're working, whether it's for an organization or your company, likely you're getting paid for the work that you do. Listen, what I just said, you're getting paid for the work that you produce and that you do. So if you're not working, if you're on the phone, chit-chatting, talking on your phone, scrolling through social media, you're not being productive. And so what I don't want is that you look at the end of the week, look at the end of the month, and then you're scrounging around because you haven't met your quotas, you haven't produced anything, you don't have any money coming in. The only person that you can look to is yourself and see, hey, I'm responsible. Yes, I have not produced. I've been distracted. I've been answering phone calls, personal phone calls during my workday, and I have not been focused. So your job each and every single day, and listen, this is not easy. It's not easy for me, is to do all that you can to remain focused and productive throughout your day. That is how you're going to get paid. That's how you're going to increase your salary. That's how you're going to advance and scale up in your career and your business and your life. But being productive. So it all kind of boils around boundaries. The more clear boundaries that you can set aside, let's say if you're working from home, a lot of people now are working from home, and that's okay. That's great. You're in a nice environment. However, you may have the husband, the wife, the kids, distractions throughout the day, people coming over, but it's up to you to tell those people, hey, these are my working hours. I have available time before work. I take a lunch at this time. I can certainly talk during this time, and I end my day at this time. We can certainly spend time together. Now, when you're working, it's okay to let people know that, hey, like for instance, for me, I'll shut the door. I'll close the door. You can also put a sign on the door as well. But let them know, hey, when this door is closed, that means I'm recording my TV show. Or when this door is closed, that means I'm in a meeting and I can't have any distractions. When you make those boundaries clear and certain rules clear, then people are more likely to respect you. And you can say, I have a meeting that I'm going into. I'm going to shut the door. I have a meeting. And then afterwards, we can spend like 15 minutes, 20 minutes doing something that they want to do. Okay. And realistically, that works. That works. I've done it many times. I've seen many people do it and it works, but it all evolved around you really owning it and not allowing, people to just walk right in when you just talk to them and ask them to please not enter the room when you have shut the door. And that again is setting boundaries for yourself and your work environment. Now, the next thing is publicly looking for a new position or career. All right. Remember, you are still getting paid by someone, right? For your work. And so don't go around chit-chatting and telling everybody else about what you're going to do next when you're in a position that you in the current position. There was a long time ago, I was working at a company, a major Fortune 500 company, and there was one gentleman who was telling everyone that he was going to start his own business. He's going to make a lot of money. He's going to do everything better than the company. He's already hiring people and doing all. He hadn't made a penny yet, not a penny. However, when the company got word of this, with the things that he was saying, they tried to calm him down and tell him to be quiet about the situation. He kept talking and talking and talking. And so, and then he got let go. He got let go. He had a huge salary, okay? Huge 6-figure salary, cushy job. I mean, they gave him a car, they get unlimited credit cards. He shopped in Europe and all around the world. I mean, he had a great job, but because he was talking to everyone else and undermining the company that he was working for, he got laid off. And a new company hadn't even started yet. And so he was really out of position and in a very, very bad time, many, many years moving forward. So I want you to think about that. Don't go on social media talking about how bad your company is, talking about what your boss did and things like that, because people are watching. People are watching. I had a person who was interviewed on I interviewed on their podcast, and her company found out about her company and thought that, hey, she was doing spending too much time in her own company and not with her business because she was very visible. So you do have to be mindful of those things. It's okay, just read the fine print so that you're not competing with the company. You can certainly do things outside of your work environment as far as a side business or things like that. But just don't badmouth the place that you're with now. If you have a partnership with someone, don't go badmouthing your partner, everyone on social media and everyone that you know, because eventually it's going to get around to that person. All right. All of these are things that can make things bad for you. Okay. So no one needs to know. No one needs to know. I mean, of course, people do need to know about, the things that you're doing. We're going to go over that a little bit more, but people do need to know about what you're doing, but don't go just bad mouthing what you're doing. All right. You don't have to tell everybody what you're doing and just show your wins. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Okay. And the next thing that can really break or shatter your career is underdressing. And people say, Chrissy, why do you always dress up? And the thing that I always say is that you don't have to get ready if you're already ready. I cannot tell you the number of times that someone said, Chrissy, let's get on I have a few minutes. Let's get on a Zoom call now and let's meet. Now, what if I was in my pajamas and had my do-rag on and no makeup on? I wouldn't be able to do that. Before I got my calendar set up correctly, I was missing appointments at one point. And there was a major interview that I needed to get on that I wasn't on my calendar. And the person said, Chrissy, are you ready? I said, ready for what? The interview. Luckily, I was ready. I was ready for my workday. Yes, I work from home. Many of you probably work from home as well. And every day, I get dressed up. I get my face done, my makeup, my hair, my clothes. I look the part every single day. And I also believe that you should also dress for the part that you want. And so when I dress up, each day, I feel good about myself. I feel confident about myself. I would not feel confident if I worked each day in my pajamas. Yes, you have the luxury of doing that. But for me, it just isn't so. And so I want you to think about the position that you're looking for. If you look in your own company, if you do work for a company, look for the people who are in higher positions and look at how they're usually dressed. If you think about it, they're usually dressed a lot better than people who are in lower positions. And so if you want the part, you have to dress the part. And people are going to be more open to inviting you to their circle of influence, higher influence, when you look and you sound the part. All right. People work with people who look and talk like them. Think about it. In my social groups, I kind of thought about the other day in my social groups that I absolutely love, and some organization, and like, wow, everyone kind of looks like me. Everyone kind of thinks like me. Everyone, kind of acts like me. Everyone has the same personality, very similar personalities, and it's great. It makes me feel warm and cozy, and I generally like everyone, and we all like each other. It's great. But there's a reason for that. We've learned this valuable key. And so I know things have gotten a little lax in the corporate world and corporate environment, and things have gotten lax. But I don't want you to be laxed, okay? What I do has nothing to do with anyone else. This is what I do. This is how I show up. This is how I look my best, because this is my image. It's my persona. This is my company that I'm representing. And listen, I've been hired as a face and a voice of CEOs because of what I'm telling you now. I look the part, I dress the part, and I also speak the part. And so luckily, I've had positions where I was in that position to really showcase the company in place of the CEO. And so if you want positions like that, then you have to do the work and show up each and every single day. And when you do that, you're going to be recognized as someone who stands out from everyone else. And the next mistake is failing to make your accomplishments known. Now, people do a lot of things, in the dark. They don't want to tell anybody about it. People are shy. They don't want to put themselves out there. Or they don't want to feel like they're gloating. They don't want to feel like they're bragging. But listen, you have worked very hard to be where you are now. You worked very hard to help that client. You worked very hard to help that company. You worked very hard to get in the position that you are now. And so it's to your advantage to show the world what you do. Look at my social media. Do you see that I'm gloating? Do you see that I'm bragging? No, I'm showing people what I do, because when people hire me, the first thing they do is they scroll and they do their research and investigate me to see if I am legit. If I really do have a TV show, if I really am an active speaker, if I really am a trainer, if I really am a coach, if I've been doing this for a long time, you will see that over time, everything that I do, I post on social media, show people that, hey, I'm active in my industry. I'm actively involved in the things that I do. I am available for hire. And so I want you to start showing you're going to feel weird at first when you think about, who's going to think, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say about me? But you know what? Those are not the people who are going to hire you. You're putting the things that you do out there for the people who can hire you, the people who want to be your clients. Okay? And they want people who are doing something. And they want people who are not bashful about letting with their accomplishments known. And so I want you to get out there, update your information, get out there in a very professional way and start putting yourself out there. Okay, become more visible, get noticed. That's the only way that you're going to increase your reputation and start to grow. So when you start to step outside of your comfort zone and put yourself and let people know, the world know what you do. Okay. And so that's my little rant for today. But the last thing I want to talk about is that it can stop everything, stop your life, is not using public speaking as a tool. Okay, how as scary as that may sound, listen, you know my story. I even wrote a book about it. It's called From Stage Fright to Superstar. It's my story on how I went from stage fright to being fearful of everybody and everything to being an international award-winning speaker. And that all evolved my ability to learn and master the art of public speaking. So I'm going to give you a quote from Lisa Nichols. She's one amazing woman and speaker, and she was also one of the people who were on the CD tape, The Secret. He says, your ability to communicate is directly proportional to your ability to influence and lead. Okay, so basically, without the ability to effectively communicate and engage an audience through public speaking, you will struggle in your career. I mean, unless you have a lot of money to hire somebody, like people hired me to speak for them, unless you have a lot of money, then you can really struggle to advance your career. Okay, so public speaking is a critical skill for learners or for leaders and professionals in a wide range of industries. Okay. It allows you to clearly convey your ideas, your thoughts, persuade others, and support different initiatives and build strong relationships with colleagues and clients that are really going to support you as you grow and advance in your area of expertise. But without this skill, you may struggle to articulate your thoughts effectively, to connect with your audience, to influence decision making. Think about it. When people are making big deals, when companies are making big deals with other companies, corporations, what are they doing? They're speaking, they're presenting. And that's important as a leader to be able to do. And a lot of some people hire me to help them to better negotiate, to better present these vital presentations that they have to present to other corporations to get their buy-in for mergers, for acquisitions, for so many huge things. But it all involves public speaking. Okay. Without public speaking, you will struggle to advance. You will miss out on opportunities for growth and advancement. So it is important. It's important to develop and hone in on your public speaking skills in order to advance your career. How do you do that? You join a Toastmasters International organization. That's the start. It's going to help you to kind of ease in and get a supportive environment around you of people who have been where you are and can kind of help you to step outside of your comfort zone and get in front of these people in a very small way. Now, when you're ready to go after big, larger projects, okay, do things in a bigger way, hiring a public speaking coach is a must for your growth. And so that's also extremely important. So it's important to understand that many of these mistakes can really hurt your career and cause negative consequences for your personal, for professional growth, and also future opportunities. They can also impact your ability to advance your career. We talked about that as potential employers or clients who may be hesitant to work for you because you're making so many mistakes. And that also goes on the line of being effective, being able to do your job effectively. I didn't go into that today, but I will later on. Being more effective and just not doing your job right, and slowing down. That's also important. Slowing down, reading the fine print, understanding what you're doing, asking for help if you need to until you master that skill set and are able to produce it flawlessly, effortlessly. That's where you want to be. And that's where you're going to stand out. And so all of these things are, like I said, very important. And you can also learn how not only not to make these mistakes, but also to prevent them from happening and protect your reputation, your professional reputation. You want to be seen as someone who is magnificent, who does a great job, right? But it all evolves around practicing. Practicing evolves around dedication and commitment to understanding, learning, and honing in on your craft. And so it takes a little bit of work. You need help, always seek the help of colleagues, mentors, get more training, education, support from resources, or hire a coach who can help you along this path, who's been there before and now knows tips, tricks, strategies to help you to advance better in whatever area of life that is. And make sure that your career remains on the right track, is moving ahead in the right direction. You're growing, you're scaling up, and you're having a more fulfilled life because you're creating a life that you absolutely enjoy now, because you're not bogged down by so many mistakes. And with that, it concludes today's presentation or session. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. But otherwise, I wish you much love and success. Bye for now.
Thank you for being on the show today. I just want to go over a couple of announcements before we head on over to conversation and a little Q&A. First, I want to give a shout out to Midwave Radio that airs our show in Scotland, the UK, and abroad, as well as on Win-Win Women, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and also Apple TV. You can see the recordings there. Now I want to just tell you a little bit about a webinar that I have that you can find on my website, beseenbeloved.com. And if you know me, let me just talk about what I do. I help heart-centered, career-minded women who are overworked, anxious, and feel inferior in the workplace to rise to the next level of success by boldly stepping into their power as a stellar speaker who has found her voice and is able to communicate in a way that generates loads of cash with confidence, clarity, and confidence. So if that's you, you definitely want to tune into this webinar, How to Have It All, Career, Lifestyle, Family without sacrificing your health and happiness. So you can go to my website, beseenbeloved.com, and grab it there, and it's free. So what's next? If you want to move forward and simply book a call with me, you can certainly do that by going to the website below, beseenbeloved.com/powerhouse-strategy-call. And let me just tell you about my Superwoman Speaker Suite, all right? It's a 90-day immersion or coaching program that's gonna help you to end your overwhelm, your chronic exhaustion, anxiety, rejection, drama, and really not feeling heard or seen or understood in the workplace or in your profession, right? And teaches you how to really emerge as a powerhouse woman who is deeply fulfilled and who's an amazing leader as well. And so I invite you to book a call with me, see if we're a great fit. I have openings right now for a few of you amazing women who are looking to really take your life to the next level, take your life and your career to the next level as your most amazing and most powerful self. Now, as always, I just want to thank you again for being on the show. And you can always catch me live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 7 o'clock p.m. in the UK time. And as always, before I go, I just want to send you much love and success. Bye for now.